Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. My name is Naveen, and today we will continue with our MAHCET 2023 series. Today we are going to look into DI. Okay, so we'll be looking into graphs consisting of tables or bar graphs or maybe pie charts. Okay, so this is this second part of this series when it comes to such DI. The first part was already taken before. In case you haven't watched it, please make sure that you go to our channel and search for the video. So let's begin. So this is the first set. Looks like an LR, but no, it's a DI, which doesn't have any particular graph, but it is made up of, I mean, you can convert it into a table, or maybe some match the following combination, depending upon what kind of data is given to us, right? Okay. So let's read. Patty, Sally, and Molly stood for school elections of school head girl, and the students of class 10, 11, and 12 voted to select the head girl. The number of students in each class is 500, and everyone voted, right? Okay, so these are three different classes, 10th, 11th, and 12th, and there are three different people, and these three classes voted for these three people for the head girl. Okay, fine. The number of students in each class is 500. So 500, 500, 500, that's 1500 people, and everyone voted. So all of 1500 people voted. When it comes to Patty, she received 150 votes more than class 10 than class 12, and Patty got 100 more votes from class 11 than Sally got from class 11. So both are class 11. Similarly, for Sally we have, for Molly we have. Okay, so question asked is how many votes Molly got from class 11? What is the sum of number of votes of Patty and something, and how many votes did Sally get? So there are three questions associated with it. So we have to figure out Patty, Sally, and Molly, how many votes did they get from each of the three classes. We may or may not be able to figure out, vote comparison or vote classification under each of the classes. But we'll try to make sure that we find out as much as possible. Yeah, good afternoon, Chetan. Okay, so how to make it easy? I think it's going to be easy if you draw a table. So PSM, Patty, Sally, Molly. And then we have got our class 10th, class 11th, and class 12th. Remember that the total number of votes in each of the classes is 500, right? अब देखते हैं कहां पर कितना नंबर आता है. So first one, Patty got 150 more votes from class 10 than class 12. So in class 12, if Patty got, let's say, P votes, okay, let's not use P, let's use ABC, okay? So let's use ABC. Hold on. So if Patty received A votes in class 12, then in class 10th, it's A plus 150. Now, Patty got 100 more votes from class 11th than Sally got from class 11. So Sally, if she gets B here, then Patty gets B plus 100, right? Okay. Now let's go to Sally. The ratio of the votes Sally got from class 10th to the votes Patty got from class 11th. This is in the ratio 9:10. Okay. So Sally ka 10th ka, this value, Sally 10th, to the votes Patty got from 11th, which is B plus 100. This is given as 9:10. So can we say the number of votes Sally received from class 10th is going to be 9/10 of B plus 100? इसको एज ए फ्रैक्शन ट्रीट करके देखो. B plus 100 will go to the other side, and this one will become 9/10 of B plus 100. Make sense? Okay. Sally got 235 votes from class 12. So this is 235. This one is fixed. Let's go to Molly now. Molly got 100 votes less from class 10th than Patty got from class 10th. So from class 10th, if Patty received A plus 150, Molly got 100 votes less. So that is going to be simply A plus 50. And then Molly got 50 votes more from class 12 than Sally got from class 11. So in class 11th, if Sally gets B, then Molly gets B plus 50. Now, if you look at the two columns, 10th and 12th wale do columns agar aap dekhoge, so you will realize that this sum of all the three terms or expressions in 10th wala is going to be 500, and so is true for 12th. So we have two equations. From there we'll get the values of A and B, and we can also figure out the cell which is untouched, right? So if I look at 10th wala column, this is A plus A, that is 2A, plus 150 plus 50, that is 200, plus 9/10 of B plus 100, and that is given as 500, right? So if we try to solve this, we will have 2A plus 9/10 of B is going to be 300 and 90 less. So this is 210. Okay, I'm not going to take the LCM of 10 as of now. I'll leave it as such. Similarly, if I solve for 12th wala column, so we will have A plus B. 235 plus 50 is 285. 285 when subtracted from 100, we will have 215, right? So if I want to solve these two, now what I will do is I will double the second one and subtract. So when I do that, A will cancel out. I'll get the value of B, and once I get the value of B, I'll put it back and get the value of A. So if I double this entire equation and subtract from here, so I will have 430 minus 210, which is going to be 220. And we will have 2B minus 9/10 of B. So that is going to be 2B. (21B upon 10). Is it 21B upon 10 that we will have? 2B, 20 minus 9, और ये 215 आ रहा है, 285 plus 15 plus 200, ठीक है, 215. What about that? 9/10 of 100 is 90, 290, so that is going to be 210. And did we miss anything else? Because looks like we should have 22B आना चाहिए था, 22B would have made sense. Okay. Patty got 150 more votes from class 10th than class 12th. ठीक है. Patty got 100 more votes from class 11th than Sally got from class 11th. The ratio of votes Sally got from class 10th to the votes Patty got from class 11th is in the ratio 9:10. ठीक है. This is also fine. Sally got 235 votes from class 12th. This is also fine. Molly got 100 votes less from class 10th than Patty got from class 10th. So A plus 50. Molly got 50 votes more from class 12th than Sally got from class 11th. Okay, this should have been 150, right? Molly got 50 more votes. Makes sense. This should have been 150. 50 ज़्यादा मिला है as compared to Sally from class 11th. So that was the issue. So 235 plus 150 is going to be 385. So this is going to be 115. 115 का डबल 230 हो जाएगा और ये 220 हो जाएगा, राइट. 385, 485, 500, 230, 20. And what about the difference? A plus 2A plus 200 plus 9/10 of B plus 100, so 290. This should have been 11, sorry. This is 11. And is this 210? That is 210. अभी भी कहीं पे कुछ तो है, because B is going to be a fraction, which doesn't make sense. Okay, let's see. How many votes Molly got from class 11th? Okay, we don't know that. How many votes did Sally get from the 3 classes? Sally is going to get more than 235, right? So if I assume that to be 260, so that should be 25. So B plus 90. So 235 plus 90 is more than 300. ठीक है, तो यहां पर कोई कैलकुलेशन मिस्टेक हो रहा है हमसे. So Sally got 235 votes from class 12th. Yes, she did. And the ratio Sally और Patty का 9:10 है. Okay, we'll come back to this set. ठीक है, मेरे को लग रहा है कोई डेटा misread है. Because if Sally is going to get the number of votes from the 3 classes is 235 plus 90, this is 325, plus B plus 9/10 of B, which is going to be 19/10B. तो इसको अगर देखा जाए तो 325 से कितना आ सकता है? 615 is 325 plus 380 is 705. If I say this is 380, तो B की वैल्यू आ जाएगी 20. है ना? तो B की वैल्यू 20 भी नहीं 200 आएगी. तो B की वैल्यू 200 आएगी, तब जाके हमारे पास ये वाला आंसर आएगा. इसको देखते हैं. वैल्यू तो ऑप्शन से तो पता चल गया आगे वाले क्वेश्चंस का, पर वहां पर एक कोई वर्डिंग का दिक्कत है. ओके, तो नेक्स्ट वन इज बार ग्राफ. Sorry, we have bar graph? No, we have only line graph here. So the following line graph shows the export data for wheat, flour and wheat products from 2014 to 2015, from 2014-15 to 2021-22 for Canada and Kazakhstan in million metric tons. So 5.5, 24.9, 7.6, 22.1, 7.3, 25, 22.0, 8.8, ये ऐसे चल रहा है, ठीक है. Okay. Now there is nothing more given, so it's the period given, right? So first question is, which of the following statements is true? Statement 1 says the export of wheat flour and wheat products in million metric tons keep increasing from year 2014-15 to 21-22 for both the countries. नहीं, it did not keep on increasing. There was, वो ऊपर नीचे होते रहा है, तो statement 1 तो नहीं है. True. The second says the export of wheat flour and wheat products in millions metric tons keeps increasing every year from 2014-15 to 2021-22 for exactly one country. No, it did not. I mean, for Kazakhstan, it kept on increasing, right? But it was not every year. There has been dip. कभी-कभी ये नीचे भी आया है ना? So overall there is an increase, but every year there has not been an increase, right? So both the statements are false. None of them are true. दोनों गलत है. Okay. Next one. For which of the following years the percentage change in the value of exports for Kazakhstan with respect to previous year is maximum? So if we look at Kazakhstan, so we need the maximum percentage change, right? So for the maximum percentage change, the previous year value should be the smallest and the jump should be as large as possible. जैसे 2020-21 का अगर देखेंगे, so 6.9 has become 8.1, so this is an increase of 1.2 over 6.9. If I look at 2017-18, so this is an increase of again 1.2 but over 7.3. If I look at 15-16, so this is an increase of 2.1 over 5.5. We're pretty sure that this is going to be the answer because none of the other options are going to be this, far away. 2.1 by 5.5 is almost like 40%, right? 2018-19 को अगर आप चेक करोगे तो ये 8.5 to 8.8 रहा है. This is not the maximum. 16-17 चेक करोगे तो 7.6 has become 7.3. So this is actually decrease, but doesn't matter. The word used is change. So increase or decrease से में मतलब नहीं है. But the decrease is very low as over 7.6, right? So this also doesn't make sense. So only 2015-16 will make sense because this is the highest fraction among all. Okay, right. Next one. For which two pairs of years is the percentage change in the value of exports for Canada with respect to the previous year is nearest? Okay, so which 2 years or pair of years do we have the percentage change very close to each other? So 15-16 and 18-19. So if we look at 15-16, so this change, and 18-19 में मतलब ये change. Is it same? Doesn't look like it, right? Reason being कि ये दोनों ही, see, the change is asked, right? The increase or decrease is not our concern. But if you look at this slope thing, this is increasing by a larger than this is decreasing, right? So rather than calculating everything, can we find two slopes which are, equally inclined with respect to y-axis if I draw vertical lines? So इसके closest वाला ये है क्या? 24.9 has become 22.1 and 24.5 has become 23.5. नहीं, the change is very low. ये नहीं होगा. Okay, do we have any which is like this? नहीं, ये भी नहीं है. Next, ये वाला. ये काम करते हैं, चेक कर ही लेते हैं. फर्स्ट वाला 15-16 मेरे को तो लग रहा है कि these two should be the answer, ये वाला slope और ये वाला slope. ठीक है, एक बार चेक कर लेते हैं how close they are. 22 has become 24.5. So this is the year 2018-19 and 2021. 18-19 and 2021. Is it 18-19? 18-19 and 2021 नहीं है. 17-18 is there. So let's check 17-18. ये वाला बता रहा है. Right? This is 17-18. So we are looking at option C right now. So in option C, 20.3 has become 22. So that's an increase of 1.7 over 20.3. And if I look at 2020, 21, 23.5 has become 27.7, which is an increase of 2.2 over 23.5. So how close they are? So definitely less than 10% they both are, no? So if I have 2.35, this would have been 10%. If I subtract 0.235, so this is going to be 2.07. Right, 2.1. 2.12 approx. We did 0.2. 0.2 matlab, so we subtracted 1%, no? So this is right now 9%. So if I want to go to 2.2, that means if I need to add another approx 8, so I need 4 times of this to be added. So this is going to be 9.4% approximately. What about the next one? 2.03 is going to be 10%. If I subtract 0.20, that is 1%, I will be at 1. So this is even less than 9%, while the other one is more than 9%. तो ये तो नहीं है. 17-18 and 18-19. 17-18 and 18-19. अरे ये क्यों नहीं दिखा? ये तो straight forward है कि this looks very close, the same slope. Shit. We should have seen this. Right? And the values, they are not very far. 22 has increased by a little more because its base is also a little larger. So I'm not saying the exact slope was required, but if the base is increasing, so the difference should also increase to a certain extent. तो नीचे में अगर कोई आपका लाइन ऐसा है, तो ऊपर में लाइन थोड़ा सा ऊपर होना चाहिए था, which they are, right? थोड़ा सा ऊपर है. ऑप्शन से ही चेक कर लेना चाहिए था. नहीं, आई डोंट थिंक एक्सटेंड होगा, नहीं होगा. ठीक है, चांसेस बहुत ही कम है. ऐसे मैं सीधे नहीं बोल सकता नहीं होगा, क्या पता हो जाए, पर देयर आर नो सर्कमस्टांसेस राइट नाउ अनलाइक लास्ट ईयर और द ईयर बिफोर दैट कोविड सिचुएशन या कुछ ना कुछ चल रहा था जिसके कारण एक्सटेंशन मिलता था. अब नहीं है ऐसा कुछ, राइट? Next is, for which year is the percentage change in the value of exports with respect to the previous year the nearest for the two countries? So we need to find out the percentage change for both the countries. They are closest to each other, right? So pehla option 2020-21. So for Canada, this is going to be an increase of 4.2 over 23.5. Why did I take 2.2 before? It was 4.2, no? And for Kazakhstan, this is an increase of 1.2 over 6.9. तो देखा जाए तो ये 3 times से 3.6 है, कैलकुलेटिव है, राइट? चेक कर लेते हैं एक बार. 17-18 देख लेते हैं. In 17-18, this is an increase of 2.5 over 22 for Canada, and for Kazakhstan, this is an increase of 1.2 over 7.3. 7 into 3 is 21 and 1.2 into 3 is 36. तो ये 25 है, ये तो नहीं है, right? C option is 2016-17. 2016-17 for Canada is there is a dip of 1.8 over 22.1, and for Kazakhstan there is a dip of 0.3 over 7.6. Now 7 into 3 is 21, so you almost denominator is 3 times but numerator is 6 times, तो ये भी नहीं होगा, right? Numerator and denominator there should be same number of times, which they are not right now. Option D, for Canada 2015-16 there is a dip of 2.8 over 24.9, while for Kazakhstan there is an increase of 2.1 over 5.5. So numerator they are very close but denominator is very, very far, so D will again not make sense. E, 2019-20. 2019-20 में Canada there is a dip of 1 over 24.5, and for Kazakhstan there is a dip of 1.8 over 8.8. Definitely 1 by 24.5 is like almost only 4%, पर वो वाला बहुत ज़्यादा है, so even E will not make sense. So एक ही option है जो बहुत close लग रहा था पहले से, A, option A. Okay, let's try another set. Zunaid, Manju, Cynthia, Sayana and Vaishnu are 5 pilots working with the national airlines. The following pie chart shows the percentage of total distance flown by each of them out of a total monthly distance flown out of 6 lakh kilometers every month. The bar chart allows the split or the percentage distribution of distances flown on domestic and international flights respectively by each of the pilots. Okay, so first of all what we have is the total distance flown is 6 lakh kilometers, right? Out of those 6 lakh kilometers, these are the percentage breakup as to how many kilometers did each of these 5 people they flew. Out of those kilometers, the further percentage breakup of the distances that they have covered as per domestic or international, it is given in the bar graph. So in order to understand this, let's take an example. Let's talk about Zunaid. So Zunaid takes 16.67%, which is 1/6 of 6 lakh kilometer. So Zunaid जो है total 1 lakh kilometer की उड़ान लेता है, as in he flies 1 lakh kilometer. Okay, 16.66, I believe everybody is aware it's 1/6. ठीक है? Okay. Out of those 1 lakh kilometers, 20% is domestic while 80% is international. तो देखा जाए तो 80,000 kilometers is international and 20,000 kilometers is domestic. Once we can follow a particular element and check its values and if we are able to calculate it, we don't have to really solve for everyone. Question अब सीधे चले जाएंगे because now we understood what kind of calculation we have to perform. Okay, so the first question is, which pilot among the following flew the highest distance on an international flight? Right? So देखो, what I'm going to do is 20%, 28.33, 16.67, 12.5, 22.5. So if I talk about Zunaid, अच्छा Manju का करते हैं. If I talk about Manju first of all, so can I say Manju is going to do 12.50% of 6 lakh, and uska further she is international की बात हो रही है ना, she is going to calculate 70% of these many kilometers. If I similarly calculate for Zunaid, 6 lakh is still going to be there. So the base is not important. What is important is if we are able to multiply these two, what do we get? So Manju के केस में 12.5% is 1/8 of 70. जुनैद के केस में इट्स 1/6 ऑफ 80। तो हमें पता करना है इसमें से सबसे बड़ी वैल्यू कौन सी है। इफ आई टॉक अबाउट वैष्णो 22.5%, सो 22.5 का डबल हो जाता है आपका 45 का डबल 90, सो 90% इज 9/10, सो 22.5% शुड बी 9/40, है ना। 9/40 इंटू वैष्णो का टोटल इज 60। सायना इज, अच्छा सॉरी, दिस वाज सायना, 9/40 is Sayana. Green one is sorry. Green one is Cynthia. Her options are आगे पीछे. Cynthia is the green one, and if you look at Cynthia here, this is into 80. If I look at Vaishno is blue one, which is 20%, which is 1/5, and then his overall percentage is 60%. Sayana is 28.33%. So how to get 28.33%? Say 28.33. If you know the fraction, great. If you don't know, you can break this as 20% plus 8.33%. 20% is nothing but 1/5, and 8.33% is nothing but, anyone? 1/12. तो अगर आप ये सॉल्व करोगे 17/60 है 28.33. So this is going to be 17/60 into Sayana's is 50/50, right? इन सब में से सबसे बड़ी वैल्यू कौन सी है? तो एक काम करते हैं, let's deal with simpler numerators. So I have removed 0 from everywhere, right? And then the comparison has to be made. Do we have to take the LCM of the denominators? नहीं, जरूरत नहीं है। 70/8 approximately कितना होगा? 70/8 means half, उसका half, right? This is going to be 8 point something, right? 80/6, 8 point something में निकाल ही लेते हैं क्योंकि next value is also 8 point something. नहीं, next value is more than that. 80/60 is definitely going to be 13 point something, because 13 into 6 is 78. 60/5 is exactly 12. 17 into 5 is 85. 85/6 is definitely going to be more than 13 point something. And next is, this is 2. This is 9 into 2. 18. That's what we have. 9/40 है ना Cynthia का। 40 का डबल 80, 9 का डबल 20, 18 का फिर 0.5, right? So what we see is highest was flown by Cynthia, option A. Okay, could we have done it little faster? We could have, but थोड़ा सा डर रहता because all the 5 people names are there in the option. Shortcut क्या कर सकते थे? If you understood the calculation, can we say we have to multiply 2 things? One is the value of those brick colored bars and the value of the pies. So this one is the highest pi value, right? Which is for Sayana. But her international flight का जो bar है, it's only that much. The next highest is that of green, which is Cynthia, and her international wala bar is tallest है. One among the tallest, because there are 2 such values with 80%, है ना? एक तो Zunaid. So can we say कि pi is also among the highest, not the highest, the second highest, and the bar is also the highest. So when you have 2 highest number, when you multiply them, the product will anyways going to be the highest among them, right? So this will make sense in this question, but not necessarily in all, because the values are very, very far. Okay. Next, what is the ratio of average distance flown on domestic and international flights by all the pilots taken together? Average distance flown on domestic and international flights by all the pilots taken together. It will be calculative because then we will have to calculate total का इतना, फिर जुनैद के लिए, फिर मंजू के लिए. The calculations that we did here for international, similar calculation we'll have to do for domestic and then take the average of those. और simple सी बात है, out of 6 lakh kilometers traveled, few will be domestic and few will be international overall. So their ratio will be such that when you add them, it should be divisible, it should divide 6 lakh, है ना? So 1:2, एक है. 27:53, if you add them, this is going to be 80. So this is 3, this is 80. 9 and 17, if you add them, this is 26. ये तो नहीं हो रहा. 10 and 19 is 29. See, 29 can't divide 6 lakh, no? And 26 also. 8 and 17 is 25. So this also makes sense. I shouldn't take it. तो सेंस तो अभी भाई वो सारे बन रहे हैं. अब अगर आप केवल इंटरनेशनल और डोमेस्टिक का देखोगे, सो कैन वी से इंटरनेशनल फ्लाइट्स इज ऑलवेज आई मीन इट्स नेवर लेस. तो क्या वो डबल है या डबल से ज्यादा है? एक केस में इज द सेम, इन अदर केसेस दे आर इवन 4 times और डबल ऑफ दैट. तो डबल से तो ज्यादा ही है ना. 27 का डबल इज 54, डबल से कम तो नहीं है. एंड 1:2 इज एग्जैक्ट डबल, डबल से ज्यादा होना चाहिए. 8 and 16, 8 का डबल 16 है, ये उससे भी ज्यादा है. तो 8:70. रितेश वसंत, मैंने आपका आंसर कर दिया ना कि बहुत कम चांसेस है कि कुछ एक्सटेंड होने वाला है. सो मेक श्योर दैट जो भी आपको करना है, फॉर्म्स फिल करने के डेट्स वगैरह हो जाए, एग्जाम का डेट हो जाए, प्लीज टाइमली कर लेना. ठीक है, आप ये मत सोचो कि अरे हफ्ते भर और टाइम मिल जाएगा, महीने भर टाइम मिल जाएगा तो पढ़ के फोड़ देंगे. आपको 4 साल भी मिल जाएगा, आपको एज ए नॉट जस्ट यू, किसी को भी 4 years भी मिल जाएगा ना तैयारी के लिए, तब भी नहीं होने वाला. ठीक है, क्योंकि इनका कोर्स तो लिमिटेड नहीं है ना. दिस सिलेबस इज नॉट लिमिटेड. आई मीन द टॉपिक्स आर लिमिटेड, द टाइप्स ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आर अनलिमिटेड. तो ये कभी खत्म नहीं होने वाला कि हाँ खत्म करके 4 बार रिवीजन कर लेंगे. कभी खत्म ही नहीं होगा, रिवीजन तो कभी नहीं कर पाओगे. ठीक है, तो इसीलिए जो डेट है उसी को आप मान के चलो. प्रीवियस ईयर्स में बिकॉज ऑफ कोविड देयर हैड बीन समटाइम्स चेंजेस इन द एग्जाम डेट्स और द लास्ट डेट टू फिल द फॉर्म्स. आई एम नॉट सेइंग ये साल नहीं है, वैसा सीन तो नहीं हो सकता, बट देयर इज वेरी वेरी लेस चांस दैट इट विल हैपन. ठीक है. The distance flown on domestic flight by Manju is what percent of the total distance flown by Cynthia? Okay, so if I talk about Cynthia has flown green color 22.5%, which we have already calculated as 9/40 of 6 lakh kilometers. And what is the distance flown on domestic flight by Manju? So Manju ने कितना करा हुआ है? So Manju has domestic, it's 30% of, Manju is brick color, 12.5%, which is I believe 1/8 of 6 lakh. Now, if we divide these two, divide ही करना होगा ना कि इसको इससे divide करेंगे, because that's what the question is about. What you will find is 6 lakh तो गया. So you have a fraction which is 30% of 1/8 and नीचे में है 9/40, है ना? Which I believe everybody knows कि अभी क्या होने वाला है. ये calculation बनेगा. This is 5 times. So we have 150/9 percentage. So how much is 150/9%? Is it 20%? No. It should be a repeating one, no? 15 and 9, they are divisible by 3. So this changes to 50/3% अगर आपको simplify करना है. क्योंकि अगर 150/9 पता है तो 50/3 पता है, and vice versa. 50/3 is a very straightforward value. 16.66%. So don't calculate 30% of 1/8 of 6 lakh, right? Okay, next one is How many pilots flew more distance on international flights compared to the average distance flown on international flights by all the pilots taken together? Excuse me. So एक एक करके चलते हैं. Zunaid has covered 1 lakh kilometers, right? Then we have Manju. Manju has covered 1/8 of 6 lakh. आधा 3 lakh, आधा 1.5 lakh, और आधा 75,000. Okay, if you talk about Cynthia, Cynthia is 22.5, so that is 9/40 of 6 lakh. यही है ना? तो एक जीरो चला गया. दिस इज 15. So we have 15,000 into 9. So 1.35 lakh. Right? Next is Sayana. For Sayana, it is 28.33%. I believe we already calculated that. It was 1/5 plus 1/12, which was 17/60 though. 17/60 of 6 lakh. So 1.7 lakh, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4,80,000 है, और जो बच जाएगा वो आपको वैष्णो के पास चला जाएगा. So Vaishno's is 20%, 1/5 of 6 lakh. So this is going to be 1.2 lakh. So 4.8 plus 1.2 is 6 lakh. So these are the divisions. Now if you talk about domestic, कितना हुआ है? तो जुनैद ने डोमेस्टिक कितना करा है? 20% of 1 lakh, that is 20,000. प्लस मंजू ने कितना करा है? 30% of 75,000, which is 22.5 thousand. Okay. What about Cynthia? Cynthia's is 20% of 1.35 lakh. So that is 27 lakh. Sorry, 27,000. Sayana, 50% of 1.7 lakh, which is 85,000. And Vaishno's is 40% of 1.2 lakh, which is going to be 48,000. Right? इसका हमें average करना है. So this is going to be 27 plus 48 is 75. 75 plus 85 is 160. 160 plus 40, 200. So this is 202.5 by 5, which is going to give us 40.5. So 40.5 thousand kilometers is the average distance traveled by people on. Why did I calculate the domestic? International करना था ना. कोई नहीं, टोटल में से इंटरनेशनल डोमेस्टिक हटा देंगे तो इंटरनेशनल ही आ जाएगा. Let's not resolve it. So this is total domestic, right? I mistakenly calculated domestic. So this is the 1,000, which is going to give us. Acha, since we have calculated this, we can go back and solve this one also. We just saw that domestic is more than 2 lakhs, while international total distance covered will be little less than 4 lakhs. So actually double से थोड़ा कम है. Going by that logic, this makes sense and not this. So whatever domestic is going to be, international is going to be twice of that से थोड़ा कम. So B becomes the answer. So we can go back and check that, change that. ठीक है. So what is the average? 4 lakh by 5. So 4 lakh by 5 का मतलब हो गया कि 80,000. So on an average, every person flies 80,000 kilometers international flights में. ठीक है. तो जुनैद कितना करता है? ये 1 lakh है, जिसमें से 20,000 है. This is exactly 80,000, और ये थोड़ा 80,000 से कम होगा. ठीक है. So जुनैद is one guy. Out of 75, 22.5 is this. तो ये तो मंजू तो नहीं है. सिंथिया का 1.35 है. ये this is more than 1, right? 1 लाख से ज़्यादा है तो दिस इज द सेकेंड पर्सन. 1.7 में से 85 माइनस कर दोगे तो दिस इज 85 विच इज अगेन मोर देन 80,000 से कम. And 1.2 में if I subtract 48, this is less than 80,000, so this is not the guy. So there are 3 people who fly international flights more than the average of them. Option A. कार्तिक 1/2 से लेके 1/16 या 1/20 तक याद करना पड़ता है, फिर जाके वो फास्ट होता है, पहले से नहीं होता. Okay. Next one. If the distance flown by Sayana was mixed up and she actually didn't fly at all on domestic flight in any month. So if we go to Sayana and we say कि इसका domestic था ही नहीं, पूरा का पूरा it was international, that means the actual total domestic flight distance in the month was approximately what percentage of the recorded total domestic flight distance flown in the month? The actual total domestic flight distance. So actual total kitna tha? We just calculated, no? This was total domestic was 2.025 lakh, right? So 202.5 thousand kilometers a year domestic car total, out of which we just saw that Sayana is not going to fly any domestic at all, right? So Sayana's domestic was 85,000. So the actual distance turned out to be, if we subtract, which is going to be 117.5 kilometers. 117.5 kilometers. This is the actual domestic distance. The actual total domestic flight distance in the month is approximately what percentage of the recorded total? So 117.5 out of 202.5. That's what they're asking. Because recorded was 202.5, but actually 117.5. So what percentage is this? Okay, we have, and since it uses the word approximate, to kar lete hain. So 10% of 202.5 is going to be 20.25. So that's 10%. If I make it 5 times, so 50% is going to be 101.25. Adha iska. Okay, I need to go up to 117. So I need to add another 16.25. Now 16.25 is going to be how much? If 10% is this, तो 16.25 का मतलब हो गया कि 16 और 20 में क्या रिलेशन है? 4:5, तो 8% हो जाएगा, right? 2 into 8 is 16. That also tells us. So 58 is what we will get, and that's the closest. Okay. Okay. Let's go back to the first set, but let me know if you guys have any problem in this question. यश 1.2 लाख नहीं है. 202 में से अगर आप 80 माइनस करोगे तो 122 बनता है, एंड 122 में से 5 और कम करोगे 117 बनता है, राइट? राइट यश? Okay, let's go back to the first set where I think we have to do something about this. Hmm. Okay, just give me a moment. We had A है. So that was B. Okay. Let's write Patty, Sally, and Molly, and this was class 10th, class 11th, and class 12th. Okay. Let's try this once again. So Patty got 150 more votes from class 10 than class 12. So this is A plus 150. Patty got 100 more votes from class 11th than Sally got from class 11. So this is B and this is B plus 100. Okay. The ratio of the votes Sally got from class 10th to the votes Patty got from class 11th is 9:10. So this one will become 9/10 of B plus 100. Okay. Sally got 235 votes from class 12th. Molly got 100 votes less from class 10th than Patty got from class 10th. So 100 less. So this is going to be A plus 50. And Molly got 50 votes more from class 12th than Sally got from class 11th. So 50 votes more. So this is B plus 150. Right. Okay. Now, if we write down the equation, this each one is 500, remember? So if I look at 10th standard ka total sum, this is going to be 2A plus 9/10 of B. 150 plus 50 is 200 plus 9/10 of 100 is 90. So this is 290 from 500 is going to be 210. Right? So this is 210. Similarly, if I do the same for 12th, this one is going to give us A plus B. 235 plus 150 is 385 from 500. That is going to give us 115. ठीक है. If we need to solve this quick, if I multiply the first one, तो ठीक है. So I kind of now know कि गलती कहाँ पर है. Okay, so I have changed the Molly wala language if you guys paid attention. So Molly got 100 votes more from class 12th than half of what Sally got from class 11th. Class 11th में Sally को कितना मिला था? हाँ, मैं पॉली कर रहा हूँ ना, यही तो गड़बड़ हो रहा है. होल्ड ऑन. Sally has received B, no, so this should be B plus 50. ये Sally के साथ comparison है, Polly के साथ थोड़ी है. So this is going to be 285. 285 will make this as 215. Let's hope. मुझे क्वेश्चन के लैंग्वेज में कुछ चेंज ना करना पड़े. If I double this and subtract, so 430 and 210, this is 220. 430. And this is going to give us 2B. सब सही था, was making a calculation mistake. If we solve this, we will have B is equal to 200. If B is equal to 200, we can figure out sare values. This is 250. If B is 200, A is only 15. So this one will become 165. This one will become 300. B is 200. 200 plus 100, 300. 9/10 of 300 is going to be 270. And A is 15. So this is 65. 300 plus 200 is 500. So this is supposed to be 0. 165 plus 65 is 230 plus 270 is also 500. 235 plus 15 is 250. 250 plus 250 is also 500. Poly को total votes मिले हैं 165 plus 15 which is 180 plus 300 which is 480. Sally has received a total votes of 600, 705 and Molly has received a total votes of 315. Sum is 8 plus 7, 1500. ठीक है. So I was making the mistake that I was writing here as B plus 150 Polly लिख के, जबकि ये Sally के बारे में given है. So देखो, first time when we make mistake, don't try to do it again and again. Move over to the next set and then come back wherever you find the difficulty. जहाँ पे भी miss हो रहा था या गलती हो रही थी ना, वो second time में फिर वो गलती नहीं होगी. Because then you are going to take this set as a fresh one. So the first question is, how many votes Molly got from class 11th? So Molly class 11th में कुछ नहीं मिला था उसको. 0 था. Right? What is the sum of the numbers of votes Patty and Molly got from class 10th? Patty and Molly, they get from class 10th. 165 plus 65, which is 230. Right? How many votes did Sally get from the 3 classes? Sally gets from the 3 classes is 705. So this set was actually an easy one. Difficult to decode because of similar worded names. I hope it's clear now. Question number 11th में यश क्या हो गया? 11th में क्या दिक्कत है? I calculated for domestic, which turned out to be more than 2 lakh. And total जो है 6 lakh है. So total 6 lakh में से if I have more than 2 lakh for domestic, that means I have less than 4 lakh for international. So if it is less than 4 lakh by 5, the average is less than 80,000 per head. Right? अब याद रखना कि ये सारे total थे. उसमें से these are domestic. So if I subtract 1 lakh minus 20,000, so I'll get 80,000 that Zunaid has. Zunaid flew in international flights, right? 1 lakh में से 20,000 minus करने पे 80,000. 80,000 he has flown internationally. Average is less than 80,000. Can we say कि Zunaid is one of the guys जिसका average जो है total group का उससे ज़्यादा है? Same. Check for M, C, S and V. You'll find on only Z, C and S will have more than the average here. I hope it is clear now. Okay, so everyone please make sure that you like, and if you guys have not subscribed the channel, please make sure that you subscribe. CAT 2023 new batch is about to start. So we provide you with more than 130 hours of engaging videos with more than 300 recorded lectures. More than 200 hours of live classroom concept and problem solving sessions. We provide you with more than 75 mocks. We provide you with more than 10,000 CAD as well as other MBA entrance exams questions. You get proper hard books to solve and practice in the offline mode, and you also get previous year questions. We also help you with your GDPA and VAT preparation. So all of these are provided to you when it comes to comprehensive program. Now, in order to join this, you guys can attempt this scholarship test, using which you can avail up to 90% scholarship. Okay, this test is going to be held on 4th of March at 7 p.m. More than 1 crore of scholarship we have given away so far to more than 27,000 students. On 25th February at 7 p.m. Mr. Srinivas is going to take a session, which is CAT 2023 Retaker Strategy. So make sure that you register for this. The registration link for all of these is given in the description below. It has also been put in the chat. And on 25th February at 5:30 p.m., please do not forget to join the testnet live analysis. So the analysis is going to be a completely detailed one where the expected cutoffs, the difficulty level, the exam pattern, how was it, and what should be the good number of attempts, everything will be discussed. So please make sure that you join. Thank you for joining us today. Make sure that you subscribe, follow, or like our YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook channels. And you can join our Telegram channel as well, which is the channel's name is BYJU'S Exam Prep for MBA. You can also download our app from Google Play, wherein you can watch hundreds and hundreds of concept and problem solving videos. Thank you. Thanks for joining, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.